Okay, Hunger is part of the Fangoria Fright Fest of films, which at first I kind of went, not a huge fan of Fangoria or what they end up choosing. And Hunger is actually, it's a really simple plot-driven sort of movie. Essentially, you have five people who are stuck in an underground complex. It's pretty much like a couple of rooms, but primarily it's a cave. So the first like 10 minutes, everything is in darkness, everyone kind of doing the screaming, where are we, what's going on, and people waking up. They come to realize there's a giant clock that's counting down. And they also have like 200 gallons of water. A couple days go by, they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's the fairly stock, one character goes, we got something in common, let's find out what it is. Starts talking to people, trying to figure out, tell about what your daily routine is, and I said I'm going to miss you. Give me some information about you so we can see if we got connection somewhere. And there's always the person who's kind of like, no man, this dude's just crazy, he's upstairs in like, footy pajamas, watching us do this. And then a couple days go by, and all of a sudden there's a knife. Very specific knife. It's a knife that's used primarily for rendering like, human tissue and human flesh from bone. Essentially, it's a human version of a carving knife. And there's a little note on there. The human body can survive up to 30 days without food. By that time, you've had like organ failure and all that. And then I just get back to some guy who has like the full beard, who's controlling everything, and he's making little notes. Then days go by, days go by, days go by. One guy is spending his free time taking his cup from the water and trying to scratch a hole through the brick wall. He does finally get through. What he finds out isn't really that encouraging. So the days go by, it comes down to everyone's getting slightly crazy. But the whole time I'm watching, I'm going, okay, so when are they going to kill and eat somebody? Because essentially that's the whole purpose of this guy's experiment, is to see how long it takes for somebody to quit being polite and start getting real. Real hungry, and occasionally kill somebody and eat them. They do kill somebody, and it happens off camera. You tend to see them later, kind of like, with blood all over themselves and eating the guy. So it does have a very decent feel to it. It is very much a suspense build. That being said, the acting should have been a little bit better. The acting's not bad. That is actually, fairly solid for this sort of low-budget movie. But every now and then, it didn't really feel like they were drawing you in that much as they were kind of being a pseudo-stock character. And the payoff at the very end is actually pretty decent. The ending is actually a somewhat happy ending. That being said, if you're going to watch this thinking it's going to be people down in a well, beating each other up and like killing and eating each other, no, not really. It's more of a story of kind of like survival. But it's weird that they actually go through so many days before they kind of snap and go, you know what? We got all this water, and ironically there are roaches too, but I guess no one thinks about, well, with the roaches, we can eat the roaches. And I guess no one goes to the bathroom either. So I'm pretty sure after 30 days, it would probably smell in there since there's very little noise air ventilation. The number of deaths are very, 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 very few. And they do flashbacks that help you figure out more about the person who's actually watching them and doing a psychological experiment. So from a psychological standpoint, it's decent, it's unique. It's somebody watching other people suffer. And then making notes to try to figure out, where is someone's breaking point. And that is Hunger.